Hello and welcome to the ZAMAJORS. Today you're going to be joining me is going to be Decap and myself, Clove. We're going to be hosting the game between Black Sheep Hooligans and Berzerk. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty dope game. Looking forward to a brilliant game of CS. What do you think, Decap?
Yeah, well, one team is struggling at the bottom of the log, and I think he's going to try and take back the points, while the other team is on top of the log.
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a contrast between both teams in terms of their standings, but both teams have managed to put out some pretty great form of CS. I mean, we got Black Sheep Hooligans. They're on a 2-1 loss streak at the moment, but I mean, they played Innovation Vanquish on the Mirage. And these guys they showed on that map that they're quite capable of pulling some decent strats out, getting the frags where they need to. I mean, they managed to beat Reacce Fox on the overpass as well, and there's also a pretty decent team. Those guys are getting out a good name for themselves. And then the top of the leaderboard, ex Asterisk Criminals. They played against them recently, and unfortunately they didn't get the win through, but they also showed some good promise there. And I mean, their competitors, Berzerk, they're looking pretty good form at the moment.
Yeah, I think teams doesn't realize how important the knife round is in this type of competitions. If you can choose your map, like Black Sheep Gaming should go for Mirage, where they're strong on, and try and take some points back in this tournament.
Definitely, I think every team probably has one or two maps that they're confident on, that they've practiced a lot of strats on. But I mean, if you're looking at Berzerk, these guys at the moment they're looking like quite the formidable opponents in the Group 1. So we're gonna have to see what Black Sheep Hooligans can bring forward. You know, hopefully they've put in some good effort and some good work to make sure that they've done their homework, made sure that everyone knows their roles, and we'll see how they perform against them.
Well, I'm hoping in for a tight match, and I hope it's not going to be a runaway match.
Definitely. I mean, Berzerk, they're on a three win streak. They played against DDC Disrupt I believe it was last week. They managed to beat them on Mirage. They also managed to beat Innovation Vanquish on Cash, and this is also a team that Black Sheep didn't manage to quite get a grasp on them, but definitely going to bring their A game. They also managed to beat the Reacce Fox team, also on a Cash. So if Berzerk had to win the knife round, I think they'd probably be aiming for a Cash. But they've also shown that on Mirage, they also not to be meddled with, I guess.
Yeah, force to be reckoned with. Well, I hope Black Sheep can be the team that stops the BZK plow, if you can call it that.
Yeah,
because they're on a roll at the moment.
Yeah, these guys are on a major roll, and to give credit where credit is due, these guys have some top players. You know, we got SSK, Cerados, we got Joker. I mean, these guys are top tier in terms of the CS scene, and they've played this game for a long time. But I mean, even Black Sheep Hooligans, they've got some really good players on their team as well. You got Pi, Torben, Mix. These guys, you know, versed in myself in a couple games and some scrims, and these guys are definitely not what you would call unskilled. They've played the game for a long time. They've put in a lot of hours into the game. Definitely look forward to see what they can bring to the table.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, warm-up's just getting started. I think once everyone's connecting
Getting
to the
that
server,
crossy dulled on the hits.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you get that word.exe going.
I hope we're gonna see some sick flicks and some insane headshots.
Most definitely, man. I think with what these players can bring to the table, we're not gonna have a game that's not filled with insane headshots, rushes, pistols, saves. Like, I'm sure these guys have strats. Okay, let's see if we can get that sorted. But yeah, so I just want to chat to you a bit, Decap. Tell me a bit about, the recent adjustments to the different guns in the game. What do you think these teams are doing to accommodate for these adjustments, specifically the CZ? We can compare it now to on the T side to the Tech 9 that got a bit of a buff. What's your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts on the CZ is for an AWP, it feels almost if it takes too long to get it out and get it reloaded to fire. I will
Yeah.
more op if I'm an AWP, I will more go to the Tech 9 side because it's almost if you get it out, it's almost ready to fire. Where the CZ have to go through that whole animation.
Yeah,
And
it's
with
a good 2 seconds animation. It's
yeah,
a long
I
time.
don't know. You're gonna use it when they rush you.
Yeah, the CZ has proved itself, I think, over the course of this year, especially in the competitive pro scene, as a real little pocket minigun. But at the same time, it's got its pros and its cons. Limits
Yeah,
of 24 bullets, but its rate of fire is crazy. The only big problem, like you just highlighted, is probably the fact that it takes a good 2 seconds to pull out and then get that first bullet off. And from what I've seen from the new adjustments is they've nerfed the accuracy, spray accuracy a little bit. I mean, wasn't the best weapon to spray in the first place at a medium to long range, but at close range it was almost a guaranteed kill. And now they've buffed the Tech 9, so that it's close to medium range spray is a little bit tighter. I think it's probably going to be used and be a bit more common nowadays in the matches we find. Purely because it's still got that machine gun potential, as quick as you can click your left mouse button, you're just going to get those bullets out.
Some guys can click that button very fast, eh?
Yeah.
But when I tend more to the P250 side, for me it's like a hate-love relationship. Because I hate it so much, but I love it so much. I can sometimes
there's nothing
just
better
work,
than,
and sometimes it doesn't work.
There's nothing better than getting a little one tap with a P250, especially at a long range. That gun is a really deadly little pistol. Yeah. I mean, it's fairly economical in terms of what it costs to buy. And I mean, for even a rifler on a save round, even on a pistol round, I see a lot of the pro teams nowadays, they're on the T side, instead of investing a full stack of Glocks and armor and maybe some util, the guys buying the util are normally now getting the P250s just so that they can take those long range battles against the USPs and P2000s.
Oh, well, what's your thoughts on a new MP5 that's into the competitive scene?
Well, to be honest, the MP5 to me, I'm a big fan of SMGs in general, and the MP9 is my go-to machine gun. It's relatively cheap, but the MP5 in comparison, I like the silent aspect of it, so that at a long to medium range, you're relatively unheard of. Yeah, they're not going to hear where you're shooting from or the direction.
Is it if you shoot with the MP5, does it show on the minimap?
It can at closer range. It does. Same as the USP at close range, it does show you on the minimap. But at longer ranges, it does. I don't think it picks up.
If you just spam like and spawn randomly.
Yeah, precisely. Okay, I think the players are starting to get ready. Before we head into the knife round, I think we just need to thank our sponsors, Utini, TeamSpeak.in, and Digital for Jesus, just for sponsoring the stream and for sponsoring the tournament. Without them, I don't think it'd be possible. Yeah, it's a very big step forward for the South African competitive scene, just to get tournaments like these going, especially to get some sponsors behind them, get legitimacy going. But yeah, big thank you to them. And
guys, please, if you haven't subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'll appreciate it much.
Yeah, hit us up on Facebook and Twitter. We've also got the ZA Gaming website. Okay, so it looks like we're heading into a trade now. Yeah.
Where's the knife round? Are they gonna knife on train maybe?
Yeah, I think they're gonna knife on the train. They probably organized it. Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of the Dust 2 knife round long. Because for the T sides, it's a choke point. The CTs can just get you in the corner and pick you off one by one.
I think strictly speaking, a lot of the time, for myself, the experience I had, some of the teams they take another route into the long so that they can get a bit of an advantage, maybe go up short onto the A site and then jump into long and take the battle. But I mean, it's up to the teams how they want to play it out. I think that's what's great is that the community has a lot of control over how their games are planned out, and I think the organizers have done a great job in setting out this tournament. Okay, let's see. Wait for these guys to join. But yeah, back onto what you were saying about the MP5. I don't know if I like it per se more than the MP7. I spent a long time practicing the MP7 just to get the spray control and the movement down with the running and gunning. I think I'll probably need to practice a lot more with it to maybe potentially look into using it in a match. But for a lot of the guys, they're enjoying it. The spray control is relatively easy. I see that it's got a tight spray. Yeah, and it's pretty cost effective too. So
yeah,
using MP5 going into any economic rounds, I think even the anti-eco, picking it up without armor, it has its pros and its cons, you know. Depending on the map, the situation, and the player wielding it can make the world of difference.
And with the new economical side of the game, do you guys opt to buy AK second round or you still use the SMGs?
Yeah, so what I've seen and what I've experienced quite a lot is a lot of these guys, especially on the T side, you know, if you get that pistol round, and this is why I think they've adjusted that pistol round by advantage to the winner, or to the loser, just by buffing it to $1,900 over the 1,400 in the first loss. First of all, if you win the pistol round on the T side, they're going to probably buy up AKs and Galils and a little bit of util, so that they can immediately win those battles. But at the same time, with the CT side losing that pistol round, they normally will opt to force buy with pistols, being as strong as how strong the pistols are at the moment in the meta. I mean, Deagles, CZs, 5.7, all these guns, they close range and corners, they are absolutely devastating. So it's always a precarious situation. Some teams, I think, personally, the forcing in the second round is probably the better option, but some teams opt to maybe invest into the third round, get an AWP going, full AKs, full util, so that they can execute as many strats as possible. Otherwise, yeah, I think it's up to each team and the strengths of that team. Cool. I think we're about to head underway.
Oh, we're about to get we should still be from the knife round.
Yeah, well, hopefully they got the knife round settled. Otherwise, we'll be going in. Yeah, there's the knife round coming out.
Are they going to knife the sides now for the map?
We'll have to see. I think they've decided already. I think it's going to be the train as the pick, and then, yeah, Black Sheep Gaming looks to be staying on CT. Yeah, Decaf, do you have any predictions going into this game?
Well, I hope it's going to be a close, contested battle, but I think Berzerk is going to edge this game ahead.
Yeah, they've definitely got an advantage here, especially in points. They've got a really strong team. Hopefully, Black Sheep Gaming's done their homework. They've looked into how they like to play.
Maybe they're the team to stop the BZK roll.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the first pistol round underway. We've got Black Sheep Gaming on the CT side of the map, and we've got Berzerk on the terrorist side. They've opted to buy a couple flashes and smokes on the T side, probably aiming to get an execute out onto A, but they've set up a default just to hold the position.
Sick headshot else.
Yeah, that was crazy. I think the key to winning the CT side on this map is just to take individual long range battles, because this map is quite a huge map. Ooh, Sykes coming out, getting a good one tap there. Ooh, SS.
And it's a 2v1 situation for Berzerk gaming.
Yeah, they managed to get the bomb down onto the site. We've got Sykes still up, sitting at E-box. I don't think they know where his position is, so if he can get the jump on them, he may be able to secure this. This Joker holding drop, holding the connector as well.
Sykes going behind green train. Let's see if you can spot out SSK connector.
He's just revealed his position. Well, they know where he is now, and they secure the round. Unlucky Sykes. That was very, very solid round from Berzerk there. I think they managed to overrun them on the A side. But they also, the Black Sheep Gaming managed to have a very quick rotation on there, capitalize, get the refrags. They seem to be forcing up SMGs, so they're not, like we discussed earlier, they're not going for the AKs round 2. But I think that gives them a little bit of leeway going into round 3. Black Sheep's just investing in a couple P250s and 5.7s. Maybe they'll get the close range battle and try secure a couple guns from them.
I see Berzerk, Black Sheep Gaming go for a light buy, so they should be able to buy in the next round.
I'm managing to capitalize with the Mac 10. Oh, JD getting a nice peek on the Vice. I don't think he was expecting him quite there. And Mix managing to get one at least. But they've secured the bomb site. We've got the rotation coming in from Old Bomb and Connector. Maybe they're gonna hold back, save the pistols they have, get the picks.
User in your channel timed out.
SSK getting the kill on Sykes. Now we've just got, what's his name here? Not alive. Whoop. Not Pi. Oh, we've got Pi here, sitting Connector. Waiting for someone to push the smoke, hopeful. But I think he's anticipated by Cerados. Yeah, there he is. And that's the round 2 going the way of Berzerk. Let's see what Black Sheep Gaming decides to do now. I think they're gonna probably opt for another save round. Invest in some deagles, take a long range battle. I think they're hoping for the AKs in the enemy team, but only two AKs have been invested by Berzerk, so I think those guys are gonna probably be sitting in the back lines, trying to take those long range battles, win them, get the headshots. And Black Sheep Gaming, well, they're rushing the Ivy, hopeful to get a little bit of information. They're probably feeding it to Sykes and his teammates on B side, and we'll probably see a rotation coming through soon. And he spots him. Oh, what a pick! And he falls back. That's very intelligent playing. Not taking a battle. Oh, as I say that, he does. So it looks like they are going to hit this B bomb site. Oh, good shot by Vice. Solid one tap. Oh, and a second solid one tap. Oh, this is phenomenal. Okay, so we've got Cerados planting the bomb. We've got his teammate rapping through Connector. I don't think they're aware that he's there, but at the same time, we've got Vice coming up through Heaven, and I don't think they expect him. Didn't expect him, but he managed to get the duel. Okay. Cool, so it's 3-0 to Berzerk Gaming. We've got a full buy.
Oh, sorry for that. Just.
Not a problem. So Berzerk managed to get the third round buy there. Black Sheep has managed to get that full buy. They're investing in a scout and an AWP. So again, they're looking for those long range battles. At the moment, they've got a 3-2 setup on A and B. And in Berzerk Gaming, I think it's just playing a bit passive, get a bit of a default, bring out that information. They seem to be hitting into that A main.
Okay.
Okay, looks like Torbs has got a bit of an idea of what's happening.
And Joker getting picks on Mix.
Yeah, what a good frag entry opening up. Oh, SSK with a good flick there.
Smoke.
Oh, I don't think he anticipated him. Vice left alone on the bomb site here, gonna get picked off easily.
Picked off Vice.
Yeah.
Sykes the last player left for Black Sheep Gaming.
Yeah, he's hopefully holding, waiting for someone to come and peek him, but they're flushing him out. That's unfortunate.
I think he should have had to save that weapon.
Yeah, the position he was holding was a bit of a difficult one. I think Black Sheep Gaming is now going to have to relook at the economical side of things. They're not going to be able to get too much utility with the force up that they're doing. But at the moment, Berzerk is looking really strong. I think for Black Sheep Gaming, they really just need to probably focus on teaming up with the partner, getting the refrags, and possibly, yeah, just making information plays. You can see Torb's going for it. Oh, what a good pick through the box.
Good shot out there from Tobes.
Yeah, a very Gucci shot there. Oh, and he gets the tag on him as well. He's getting a lot of information, but I don't think he's aware of the guy on ramp. He's going to crawl up now. Probably going to get taken down if he's not careful. There he goes, he falls back. So A side's relatively quiet, dropping some util on. Failed Molotov, unfortunately. I think they're smoking off the site, looking for a few picks.
Vice gets an off pick there on KP.
Yeah, excellent pick. It's good to shut down the entrance onto the site. Oh, the timing.
On the timing.
Just one of those CS things. You look away at the wrong time, you get punished. But it's a 3v4 situation at the moment. Black Sheep Gaming still has the advantage. They just need to make sure that they stick together, that they capitalize on that advantage. Don't give them the opportunity to pick them off one by one.
We've got a bomb down on B.
There we go, yeah. Precisely. The bomb down on B. So now Shady's left on a 1v4 clutch situation. Let's see what he can do with it.
It's going to be a difficult one, this to clutch.
No, but
I believe he has skill.
Yeah, 100%. I think if he plays his cards right and he gets the information he needs. Oh, speaking of, Torb is managing to shut down the last player. And this is precisely what I was talking about. Black Sheep Gaming just needs to keep the long range battle, make sure that they got their teammates close by, get that information, you know, feed it to their teammates and get picks off of them together. And if they do need to drop the player, they can get that refrag. We got
a rip dream there in chat.
Yeah, 100%. So we got a 5 AKs and mostly a full util bar by Berzerk Gaming. So hopefully they're going to execute on, or it looks like they're going to execute onto the A side.
They're lining up some few smokes.
Yeah, they're going to probably do an IV drop split through A main as well, and try pincer them. Vice is spotting out Shady there, managing to get the pick. Oh, he's fully blind. Catches it. Oh, he catches the kill.
Still gets a pick on Joker. KP take down Topes.
That's a good opening frag there by KP. Clean up the site.
It's like spotting the bomb.
Well, that's a good pinch. Yeah. Therados coming in, managing to get the player with his back turned towards him. Now, Pius is waiting for Mix to rotate onto him so he can also enter into the site. If they play it smartly like they are, not taking a battle without a teammate, or as I say that, SSK getting a beautiful one tap there.
Mix on a 1v2 situation. He's pushing from Ivy.
They're not quite sure where he is, and I think if he plays his cards right here, he'll manage to make it a 1v1 and win it. Here we go. SSK creeping up here, not sure. I think he was heard by Mix. Mix might have just spotted him out now.
Oh, unlucky.
Unlucky.
SSK takes down Mix.
Yeah.
There's 6 scores now, 5 for BZK and 1 for Black Sheep Gaming.
I mean, BZK is coming out with, they're playing very patiently. They're managing to get information, relay that to their teammates, capitalize on it. Timing has not quite been on Black Sheep Gaming's side, but I think if they play the patient game too, keep sticking together, refragging. Oh,
there was a quick pick there on Tops.
Coming out very quickly. Starks walking straight past. I don't think either of them spotted each other out.
There's a KP.
Shady's not prepared for this lurk. He's gonna get stabbed in the back. Oh,
he is. Shady takes down Pikes.
Joker also pushing through the Ivy side. They've secured the A side. They've got a man on B, so they know there's no one there. So surely they know that the CT rotation is imminent. Pirate coming through with an awesome one tap. Yeah, but SSK shuts him down promptly. 6-1 Berzerk Gaming. These guys are looking very strong at the moment. Very little hesitation. I think Black Sheep Gaming just needs to reassess probably their weak points in the map where they're getting shut down. Gonna save their money again and hopefully get 1 or 2 guns into the next buy round. But let's see, they've got a couple flashes, HE, maybe do some damage. Zerk seems to be rotating towards the B side. We've got an aggressive play coming out of Mix, but he gets taken out quickly. KP lurking as well. He's been spotted, and unfortunately Tobes falls to him. Joker also getting a good one tap there on the either side.
Oh.
Unfortunately, Pi could not get the consolation kill. Cool, so they should be buying up now.
They should be buying up. BZK have not opted to buy up so far in this match, eh?
Yeah, they had an AWP on the round that they managed to lose, but I think they are pretty confident in the AKs that they got up at the moment.
Oh, it's working for them at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. Black Sheep Gaming opting for one AWP and 4 M4s with quite a array of utilities. So let's see how they use that.
Gyarados getting quick control of Ulof.
Yeah, he's up quick. He's got a very aggressive playstyle. Now they're falling back. I think a save's already been called or playing for the information here.
Oh, I think it's a smart plan. I don't think they will be able to retake the site because BZK has the site quite secure.
Yeah, Torb's expecting a push through the smoke. They manages to capitalize on that. Pi getting taken down to the smoke. He's probably... Oh, and he catches the HE nade in the face, unfortunately. But Shady manages to get the refrag on him. These guys in Berzerk are playing quite aggressively.
Yeah.
I think they're giving up a couple kills that I'm sure they're going to regret. But at the same time, Black Sheep Gaming's not investing too much into the push there. I think there was a bit of a miscommunication into the push on site. And they're going to back off now.
Save the AWP 3 guns.
Yeah, they should have saved the guns, but I think economically speaking at the moment they're going to have a full bonus now. So they should be able to probably buy up some SMGs and a little bit of util. Let's see what they do. Are they opting for the pistols? I think now they're going to probably protect this AWP as much as they can. Purely, I think
Topes must play Ivy or B, but he must stay back and try and engage the long range battles.
Yeah,
so that if things go south, we can still save the AWP for the next round.
Berzerk at the moment are getting very aggressive in terms of the map control that they want. So it's what a beautiful shot by Pi there. Nice, deleted him.
On KP.
Oh, Torbs with a double kill there. Gets taken down eventually. Joker managing to capitalize on the second kill. We're left in a 2v2 situation.
Psych still, yeah. I don't think they know he's here behind blue train.
Yeah, he hasn't been detected yet. Oh, and yeah, free AWP for him. And Joker's left him up. Clutch this out. Let's see what he can bring. Oh, what a fast peek. He's
in a 1v1
very skilled clutch. Very well played by Joker.
From Joker.
I think Black Sheep Gaming were on the right path there. They managed to do a lot of damage to the Berzerk side. They took down 4 guns, but at the moment these guys are pretty well set economically. They can force probably for another 2 rounds. But Black Sheep's bringing out now 2 AWPs into the battlefield. Let's see the positioning.
Yeah, this could get interesting. I think they must try and use the util more and block off the entrances to the A side. Because at the moment, Berzerk Gaming is just taking the side.
KP Cerados getting very, very aggressive onto the sites there, and they're capitalizing. They're not expected. And I believe you're right there. They need to use that utility just to shut them down. Maybe get rid of a bit of visibility, stop the rush from happening with a Molotov or something. And KP is pretty much secured A by himself. He gets the 3rd kill and he gets shut down by Mix. But unbeknownst to them, the bomb's been rotated to B side, so they're in a pretty strong position here. I think the save, last guy is gonna probably try to save his gun, Pi. But I don't think he even is aware that there's a one low. Yeah. Ooh, nice part. Manages to capitalize on that. But he's going to save his gun.
Oh, it looks like the
been
Joker's
dropped
going
low.
for the hunt. Trying to take away the AWP, and that's going to leave Berzerk with only, actually game with only pistols next round.
Yeah, they took quite a beating economically speaking. I mean, for like I said previously, these guys have quite a bit of money to buy up again next round, so they can afford to go and hunt. They want to do as much damage to their economy going into the next round. I think that's probably their best strategic point.
It's
But
going to
yeah.
be an interesting buy now from Reacce because they're going to force up some SMGs. They're going to stick with the pistol.
Yeah, I feel these guys need to make a little bit of an adjustment to their defense. Maybe, like you said, throw out that util early. Just stop them in their tracks so that they don't get overrun so early into the round. I think that's how they keep getting thrown off. There we go. We've got 3-man Ivy into green train. Maybe they're looking to get in their face aggressive. But they just need to be careful of this pushing Ivy. I don't think they suspect that there's 3 players coming their way. There's a good pick off there by Mix, but he gets taken down through the smoke. And then Vice gets the refrag. Very good stuff there. They've picked up that there's at least 1 player coming down Ivy, so Sykes is going to give his undivided attention there. And we've got Vice getting a bit of information in the A main. He's probably called that there's no one there. Sykes is having to fall back now. I think the 3 remaining players are going to probably wrap
still
around.
Sticking with the Ivy push.
Yeah, they're looking to wrap that CT, probably get onto the B push, but they're surrounded at the moment. So Black Sheep Gaming just needs to hold composure. I think they're able to shut them down very easily. Hope's not quite hitting the mark there, but they're pushing through to the CT.
I don't think this guy's realized it. Yeah.
Sykes.
Well, the bomb is going through now. Torredos is opting to take the fight. I think he should just rotate to B.
Joker's wrapping through that connector. He's sneaking through. Gonna try get a kill or 2. And he managed to get two there. But bomb has been dropped. They got 15 seconds. Pi just needs to stay alive. They probably do have time, yeah, to plant the bomb. But if he plays the smart, he can. Joker's really low. SSK is half HP. So this is really winnable. But Joker managed to shut him down.
Shot on Pi.
These guys are making some big impact plays onto the air side. They're getting the opening frags. Black Sheep Gaming is doing a really good job of shutting down the initial push. I think they picking onto the aggressive style that Berzerk is playing. They just I think they're getting caught unawares from the very unique play style. They're not pushing the same positions over and over. They've got lurks 1 round and they're aggressive the next. So they're trying to remain as unpredictable as possible. Bob's getting tagged down to 12. Lucky to come out of that fight. Oh, and Joker dropping the grenade on his head. Sykes went for the information play on RV, but didn't quite.
Joker's landing some sick headshots.
Yeah, he's running wild. He's got that AK out. You
can see get a headshot with the deagle. Oh,
ace.
The 1 dig.
What a ace by Joker. That was really well played. He's quite a good player. His entries are on point tonight. He's making a big impact. I mean, he's 23 for 5, so definitely.
I think Black Sheep is giving Berzerk too much map control at the moment.
It happens sometimes, you know. After the first couple rounds, I think you get too much respect for the team, so you start to play too carefully. So you don't realize that it's working against you when you're giving them that space. Oh, Joker getting shut down. So that's definitely a key kill there. Joker's been opening the map for his team.
Well, KP is already at the E-box, and
he spots him and gets the frag. There's a little bit of hesitation coming out here from Black Sheep Gaming. I think 1 or 2 rounds on their belt and they'll regain that confidence. But we've still got the T side to go through. They've got that round. Sykes dropping down KP. Not quite expected. But Cerados also popping out of drop. Cleaning him up. We got Mix and Pi still alive. Pi is burning a little bit. Dropped down to 30 HP. But I think he was also hurt. Cerados is spraying through, trying to catch him, and he does. Drops into 4 HP. Now he's going to definitely fall back here. Mix coming around with the wrap. Trying to see if there's any players he can pick off. SSK just missing. But he manages to grab the kill there. Drops Pi down. Mix now lurking towards Ivy. He's probably going to save his gun. And I think they have a general idea of where he went. But there's a little bit of uncertainty. He's definitely saving the gun, just wants to carry it into the next round. Last round of the half coming up forward. Berzerk with 13 rounds. And Black Sheep Hooligans only managing 1 round, but they've shown some good promise. I think if they can get this round under their belt, they definitely can carry a momentum into the T side.
It's going to be difficult with the light buy they have at the moment, because they don't have cash for the M4s or...
Yeah, opting to rather get utility.
I think it's a smart move if they can shut down the T sides.
But SSK is making sure that he's going to punish anyone who comes through. Same as Mix. Mix manages to punish KP. Being too aggressive there without his teammates, but now they're rushing into this A site. Oh, Joker opening up the board again. Cerados cleaning up twice. I think they're just getting overrun a little bit here. Yeah. These guys are bursting out onto the A side very quickly, and it's very hard to predict the timing. Nick did a good frag there, making sure he dropped the bomb down.
And that puts him in a 3v3 situation.
Mix expecting
well look, taking down Mix.
He expected the lurk, but I don't think he realized how close he actually was. Shady now taking down Sykes as well. Now it's just left on Pi to clutch it.
I have an MP5 now. So it's gonna be difficult to clutch.
Oh, what a flick by SSK. And that's the half, ladies and gentlemen. 14-1 to Berzerk Gaming. Joker showing that he's got incredible skill coming in as an entry. He's just been opening up this map left, right and center. Bit of a difficult time there for Black Sheep Gaming, but they're managing to at least get the refrags in a lot of the instances, and they just need to now take a little breather, formulate a plan, and they need to hit a bomb site together.
I think well, Berzerk has loads of confidence now, so maybe they should try and get the default structure going and see if they, as the CT side, don't start pushing them.
You see in the initial round here, we can see that they're still holding a default here. They're not overextending. They got good discipline. Black Sheep Gaming heading into the A site now. SSK getting a nice one tap there.
Goes down on A.
Dropping down Vice as well. Left up to Sykes and Mix, and Sykes goes down, so does Torbs. It's all left on Mix's head now, and he gets deleted, unfortunately.
Unlucky there.
Yeah, I think they need to have a bit more measured aggression, so that when they are executing onto a site, that they can confidently get onto the site as a 5-man team and get those refrags. They are going for the force buy off of the
all they have to go for it.
Yeah, okay, it is last round. So let's see if they can capitalize off of it. It looks like a B rush. They'll probably splitting down into heaven. But I think they've already been heard.
KP's in the smoke.
Bob setting up with a stun gun. He's waiting for that rotation.
Yeah, I think KP already got the info and all the CTIs already rotated to B side, so it's going to be a difficult site to get.
Oh. Torbs with the Zeus, but Shady punishes him afterwards. And they're rotating onto that A site now. They've got one player.
Only one CT player on the A site. And
he managed to get a pick. That's Cerados on there. Let's see if he gets. Berzerk manages to get taken down. So it's Sykes in a 2v1. Let's see if he can clutch it.
Oh, for him.
Pepe coming down drop, coming to support his teammate. Spots him out at camera. And that's the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Yeah, that was quite
unlucky
a
there for Black Sheep Gaming. At some close round where there was 2v2 situation, 3v situation, but wasn't able to close the rounds.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think Berzerk Gaming came in with the mindset that they just wanted to have a good structure. They wanted to attack each of the bomb sites uniformly. I think they also let Joker into the site, and he was just ripping them apart.
Yeah, he was
throwing. He was coming at angles that were not expected, and it's a really unfortunate Black Sheep Gaming were getting picked off like that. But they still managed to put up a resistance going into the sites. But I think there's probably a good learning curve for them going into the next matchup.
This is the beauty of this tournament. Newer teams can
100%.
face teams that's been playing a while.
Look, we've got inexperienced teams, we've got experienced teams, and the best way to learn, especially as a 5-man team, and if you're a new team, is to play the better teams. And sometimes it's very important to look at the replays, find out where you guys were going wrong, where you were going right, and improve on those points. And I think this is going to probably be a big learning curve for Black Sheep Gaming. They put up a good fight. They put themselves in some good situations there. Unfortunately, they weren't quite able to capitalize on them, but they did a good job overall, especially against a team like Berzerk. These guys are really good players. They've got quite a lot of experience all around the board. So I think they should still give themselves a pat on the back. It was a tough fought game. Berzerk was just showing why they are 3-0 at the moment, and now they are 4-0. So they're definitely the team to beat at the moment in Group 1. They are showing a lot of promise. And yeah, it was a really good matchup. Hopefully Black Sheep Gaming going into their next game, they will take a few strats that they might have learned from this game, adapt to it, and change their playstyle up a bit. And there's definitely promise there. The individual players, I mean, I saw Mix getting some crazy one-taps with the Deagle. Pi, his lurk was also really decent, and sitting on the orbs was getting some pretty good opening picks there. So really well played to Black Sheep Gaming. But again, Berzerk managed to take this game, and they really just showed us why they are 4-0.
Yeah, well, they say undefeated, and I think they have a good chance of. Oh, I can't say take the tournament, but do good in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean,
I think they're one of the top contenders.
Definitely one of the top contenders. They're a very strong team. I mean, they managed to beat DDC, Innovation Vanquish, and Reacce Fox. And from what I saw, they were pretty confident wins. They managed to overcome their opponents. A couple of close rounds, but they really got a good squad lineup there. Like I said, Joker, Cerados, Shady, SSK. These guys are on another level at the moment. They've been putting a lot of effort in, and it really showed. They had a really good game. Joker was just, yeah, he was just going on a tear, I must say. Cool. Guys, we just want to thank our sponsors again, Utini, Teamspeak.in, and Digital for Jesus for sponsoring this tournament and for sponsoring our stream. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. And you guys must check them out. The links are in the description. Also, come support us, drop a subscribe on YouTube, come give us a like on Facebook, and give us a shout out on Twitter. We hope you guys enjoyed this game. I believe that Esproxy and Panda are going to be hosting the next game, Krakenware versus Reacce EXO. Apologies. That's going to be a game to watch. Those are both very strong teams. They do really well in the VS Gaming League, and they've been doing really well in the ZA Majors. So those guys are veterans of the game. Definitely going to bring you some quality CS. And yeah. Thank you for joining us.
evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oops. Really? Oh, my bad. My name is Little Panda, and I'm joined tonight by Esproxy. We will be your casters for this group stage of the ZAMAJORS League.
Firstly, we just want to take some time to send a good, big thank you to our sponsors who are making all of this possible. Firstly, Utini, which is an OP company just for gamers. They have been reinvented from the ground up. They provide TeamSpeak 3 and game servers at an esport industry standard. Next up, we have Digital for Jesus, which is a dedicated Google partner. Sorry, we have
I'm sorry, I have the giggles, guys.
Just
I
happening.
really apologize.
A few jokes just happening. Anyway, next up we have Digital for Jesus, which is a dedicated Google partner, and they believe in delivering cost-effective solutions for all online needs. They specialize in web development, SEO, and online marketing. Lastly, we have TeamSpeak.in, which offers the ideal voice communication tool for online gaming, education and training, internal business communication, and staying in touch with friends and family.
Okay, so for those of you wondering, what the ZAMAJORS is about and who we are, ZAMAJORS is a newly created esports online gaming entity, which is created from the competitive minds of a few gamers who, as a part of the gaming community in South Africa, felt the need to kind of step up, listen to the gamers of South Africa, because there was a little bit of neglect coming from that side. So in doing so, they started the South African Majors League. ZAMAJORS caters for everyone from the beginners to the elites, and everyone has a place in the SML League.
With that, we have to talk about some of the announcements that are happening. For you guys' information, we are live streaming on YouTube and we'll be live streaming on Facebook and Twitch, so feel free to go check those channels out for more ZAMAJORS content. For the Overwatch players, we have some good news. Please note that ZAMAJORS are looking to bringing in an Overwatch tournament.
Yay! Okay, now into the action for today. We have Reacce's EXO up against Krakenware Gaming. The lineup for EXO consists of Bishop, Fires, Ruscope, Chilled, and Zeradius.
With Krakenware Gaming consisting of Sledge, Kiri, Devs, Flip, and Wolfsaw. Now, this is both teams' fourth match for this season. Krakenware has thus been very, very successful in all of their matches, with their most notable win being against Bravado Gaming. In contrast, Reacce EXO has won 2 matches, however lost against none other than Bravado Gaming. So, what is your opinion about tonight's game?
Well, I like to work off statistics. So for me, statistically, technically Krakenware Gaming should have the upper hand in this match, if, again, you're looking at statistics alone.
No, again, we had the same conversation
last week
with the last game, and our stats proved to be very inaccurate in that case. Or very accurate. It was very accurate.
It was accurate.
It was a 4-round difference in terms of statistics, and then the match that actually came out, I think, was a 15-round deficit. It was quite a hectic game. Very one-sided for the side of DZG. However, in terms of Krakenware versus Reacce, a lot of these players I've seen online a lot. I've played with and I played against them. I don't want to do what we do, and each take a team and
I think let's not pick favorites this time.
Let's not pick some favorites these times. But I would like to see some good CS coming out from both of these sides. It's just a case of how everyone's feeling and how they're going to be stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, unfortunately, well, I say unfortunately. Fortunately, I suppose we're gonna have to wait and see who's kind of feeling it tonight.
So I do this every time, but what map are you looking forward to? If you give me the same answer, then it's not fun.
I'm going to give you the same answer until I get it. So I would preferably really like to see an Inferno, because no one that we have casted has played Inferno yet. And I mean, that's all I want.
Weirdly enough, I'm actually going to be giving a different answer in terms of I actually want to see Cash. We've had some recent footage being leaked of the new Cash that Valve is planning on implementing, well, we hope they're going to be implementing. I hope they're really going to be implementing this, because it looks great. We only saw a short preview of the Ace site. It had, I don't know what to call it. It looks like some sort of cylindrical structure that's basically replacing the old warehouse. That big square warehouse when you're walking from truck going onto Ace site. On your left, you have that big warehouse. That seems to be replaced by a cylindrical structure. I don't really know, because none of the textures have been implemented. But it opens up such a different view of the A site, because now with the boxes and the different pillars from that structure, you're actually able to jump onto the lamppost on A site very easily, with the red box that we also lovingly know on A site also being replaced by also what seems like a truck. We don't know, obviously, because the textures haven't been worked in.
They haven't given us much yet.
No, they haven't given us much, but they've given us just enough to tease it. Just enough to make me want to actually see some games on cache, because I believe with this new structure that we are going to bring into the A site, it's going to change, obviously, very much the smokes and the executes you're going to be needing in terms of utility and whatnot. But also, I feel like, if they're going to open up such new ways of like peaking and stuff to the point where, parkour is not really needed to get to those interesting positions like on the lamppost, I'm wondering what it's going to do to the meta.
I'm also curious to see it. I'm always curious to see a map change, just to see a little bit of a new something, anything coming from a specific map that you've sat and played for years, that hasn't changed for years.
No, definitely. I mean, we saw it when Dust 2 got its remake. Obviously, it was that race to see, okay, who can figure out the smokes first, or, who can figure out the new ways of executing. And we were so excited to think of the possibilities that could have happened on Dust. There was, at one point, some rumors of the B halls completely being open at the top, opening up a new way of doing smokes and whatnot. It's the same with now this cache remake. The smokes have now got into a position where you can literally take site by one smoke. You can fully block off the CTs, or even just do a complete wraparound to B if you so wished, just by throwing a few smokes and a few mollies now. I think it's going to be a lot easier. I don't know if they're planning on reworking the entire map or if it's just an A site change.
Okay, well, I hope they rework the entire map. I feel like it's a little strange if they just rework A and then everything else is left the way it is.
Do you remember when they added the stairs onto cobblestone? How weird that was for everyone.
That was the strangest thing, because I didn't notice it until like 7 games later on cobblestone. And then I was like,
Really?
wait, there's stairs here? And everyone was like, okay, you don't notice anything, do you?
It was a weird adjustment, because it was such a small change, but it was such a big change in terms of placements for the CT, where they can take shots from in terms of mollies as well. Then you lose that back wall that you're going to bounce the mollies off of, and now the CT suddenly have some sort of escapability, and you're like,
what is happening? What is actually
the
happening
site is hard enough to take. Just give me some legroom here. But I enjoyed it, because for me as a CT, playing cobblestone was always just annoying. I would much rather prefer drop down, A long, even middle, hell, even make me push all the way to T spawn, but please don't make me play B side.
Yeah, no. Again, I'm always opposite with you. Every time that you say anything on which side you would like to be on, I always decide on the opposite one.
I guess that's why we make a good casting duo.
Yes, I suppose that works, doesn't it?
But still with that, we were talking about the kind of maps that we want to see. I definitely would like to see a cache. Just because it's such an open map, and it's such a map where util is important. I mean, not more so than any other map, but I don't know, I'm feeling a cache.
I'm still feeling an Inferno. I'm just going to put that out into the world.
Watch me tonight is the one night I am not begging for a train, and I'm actually going to get a train.
Well,
I'm putting it in the universe. Gaben, you hear my prayers?
See, now that you put it into the universe, he's like, no. Because Gaben doesn't listen.
Gaben's going to deny me my joy. Anyway, moving on to some recent news, actually. The Blast series recently finished, with Navi coming out on top, taking down NIP, who actually made it to a finals.
I know.
Which is just great news for any NIP fans, because they've honestly been in the most fantastic form in recent days. They beat the likes of MIBR, Cloud9, Astralis, FaZe. It's great. It's especially great for people who are long-time NIP fans. It's been rough. It's been very rough.
No, I'm glad that they got to make it to the finals. I just think everyone was a little bit let down, because they got there against Navi, and everyone was super excited that they were there, and then 2-0.
The games were pretty close. Unfortunately, there was 1 or 2 players from my side that I felt weren't really picking it up. It happens. Not everyone doesn't really have a great game every single game. However, in terms of NIP, it was 2 of their players that are really two of their strongest, the players that they really need to perform. You know, sort of your pillars of a team. You know, the people who get the big frags, like a Simple and Navi. You know, for NIP it was Rez and Forest, which Rez I wouldn't necessarily put him on the level of Simple yet, but he definitely can show up when he wants to.
Oh no, definitely.
And make it very clear that he's showing up.
Yeah, no, he definitely, every now and then he'll just pop into a scene and just be like, hey, I'm here too. Look at me go.
Look at me go. But speaking of Navi, you know, that they won in a very convincing fashion at a 2-0 in the final against NIP. There was, I don't know if you saw the game, but there was some very interesting commentary coming through from the casters about Navi's eco management, and this goes back onto what we were talking about as, you know, the economic scene has kind of changed with you know, some of the added bonuses and whatnot. And Navi were literally just buying every single round. There was no such thing as an eco round. But speaking of eco rounds, we're on full knife rounds at the moment.
Go.
For these map picks.
Luckily, it is a full knife round on long and not half on short.
And not half in CT. Yeah, it's interesting to see who's going to get the first map and what they're going to be choosing. However, that might be quickly left as
Kraken bust onto the scene.
Kraken does get the win against Reacce, so they can choose with great pleasure. But yeah, in terms of, you know, the overseas scene, there's been a lot of roster changes recently.
There's also been a lot of drama.
I mean, unfortunately, Golden unfortunately couldn't play the first day of Blast due to some medical situations. But then Valen stepped in, the coach of Cloud9. I personally was very impressed. What about you?
It was amazing to see him, because especially considering he has not really played since 2016. And he stepped in, kind of took everything in stride and just went for it. It was amazing to see him play.
And he was quite consistent. I mean, he was, you know, getting about 16 kills per game pretty consistently, you know. And they won. They got 13 rounds against Navi. You know, they were doing very great in terms of beating the teams that they did. Also, we have a confirmation about the map. Looks like we're going to be playing Overpass. I'm very happy about that.
I'm also happy, but not the happiest, but okay.
It seems Overwatch has been Overwatch. Wow. It seems Overpass has been very popular recently. I've seen a lot of Overpass games. I don't know if Overpass is the new meta.
If I'm not mistaken, I think a lot of, you know, newer players are also kind of starting to like Overpass. Because I found, when I started playing at least, nobody wanted to touch Overpass. You know, you saw the Overpass logo load while you were loading into matchmaking, and everyone was like, no, please, no. And now everyone kind of seems to be a little bit more excited about it. So I don't know exactly what's changed.
I think it in my opinion, I think it's, for me, it was always this train. It's one young train on the side of B that just makes the most amount of noise when you're sitting trying to plan your smokes. It's just, they recently, obviously, you know, they put that down a little bit. But I enjoy Overpass. I think it's a map for me that is just so versatile in terms of what, you know, both teams can do. I mean, it is such a forgiving map in terms of CT aggression. You know, the CTs have a lot of opportunity to be, like, super aggressive against the Ts, which in a lot of maps you don't really see. You know, for some sides, they literally only have a choice but to sit. And if they do want to be aggressive, it's going to come with a lot of util usage. It's going to come with a lot of risk.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. I'm also a very big fan of Overpass, but only recently. I also used to not really be excited to see it on my map pool. Not necessarily not excited, but I had a lot of other maps that I preferred to play.
Do you think it became popular when Dust 2 was taken out of rotation?
That is very possible, yeah. I think that when they took Dust 2 out of rotation, I think a lot of people's hearts were broken. There were some people who rejoiced.
For a short time.
Yeah, they rejoiced and they had a lot of parties about it, because there were some people that absolutely hated Dust.
Me.
But me personally, as you know, I was a big Dust fan. Dust made me so excited whenever I saw the little, you know, loading screen.
Why is Dust such a staple, would you say, for yourself?
Because I felt like I enjoy AWPing a lot, me personally. And AWPing for me was, I don't want to necessarily say the easiest map to AWP on, but the most forgiving map for me to AWP on.
I would say that. I would argue that for, you know, for anyone really playing Dust, I feel like as soon as you get an AWP, as long as you hit your shots, really, it becomes quite easy.
Mm.
But with that, it will seem that we are knifing for sides today. I feel like this is the first time we've actually seen someone knife for sides. Normally just acceptance of you take you. But again, Krakenware is unfortunately going to
Still have that decision.
Reace is still going to get that decision. So, he or CT? We had this discussion last week. I also believe was an overpass game.
Yes, and you said T last week.
Mm.
And I said CT because I like holding side first.
It would seem though that we're starting with Krakenware on the side of CT and Reace or EXO. Let's stick with EXO for now.
Yes.
On the side of T.
I'm excited to see this match.
I really want to see a little bit more. I feel like we didn't see it too much last week, but I really want to see, a more coordinated, fast push onto, a B or an A. I felt like last week, there was it was a very slow play. Oh, sorry, last week we were playing Mirage. The week before then, it was very slow.
Yeah.
From the one side, or, they would just absolutely get pushed off. But again, this setup coming with Krakenware having two towards the side of short. Obviously hearing, that sound coming from the long. So two players rotating back to A with the one on B rotating back around. But
we're doing a bit of a round the world here.
We've got Wolfso being very smart in getting the flank, going to get that information to Krakenware as all four players are starting to rotate off to B side. As the information came through, Reace and Krakenware both taking a lot of damage quick, with Reace taking 2 kills and Krakenware taking 1 down. Make that a second. Now we're on to a 3v3.
Ooh, look at Wolfso here.
Wolfso
being very cheeky and just waiting perfectly for that timing.
Great play coming through from Wolfso there, with Krakenware getting the first round. That was such an important flank. I believe if Wolfso didn't take that flank around, Krakenware might have been caught off guard with that quick around the world.
Definitely.
Strat that Reace just pulled out of nowhere.
I do like the around the world strat though.
There's a lot of people who call it a lot of different things.
Okay, well I called it around the world, so excuse
you. Around the world is great. And
okay.
Here we see the CTs again. One going down towards the side of lowers, two towards the side of A, and two towards the side of B. A very split, very basic, setup yeah. For overpass.
Bias gets taken down. As I say that, gets taken out.
And with that, we've already got a 2v4. 2v1? Devs? Does not need anything but a USP. Going to get a young 3k for himself. And this man's already on 6-0 in the second round of this game.
Yeah.
We're not going on to the third round, but that was great work.
The Kraken players are playing very well in terms of they're getting behind, the EXO boys, and kind of shutting them down from all sides.
Oh yes, they're doing very good in terms of, doing that flank around and making sure that Reace don't really have anywhere to go. But Krakenware might get more than they bargained for, with Reace having 5 AKs to a few SMGs and an AWP. We can't discount the AWP. Love to see some AWP players. But Reace already got a lot of long control. As you can see, they're playing in party, but they've also got very close to one of the players from Kraken towards the side of long.
And Zevs is very much aware
this could be
players are here.
Very scary encounter for Bishop, but he wins out on top.
For him.
Slate did get the trade though, very cheekily against EXO. So now we're still in a 4v4. I would not execute here. I feel like if I was playing against Kraken, I would be like, okay. I'm pretty sure they know that we were planning on going A, and it seems like Reacce is having that same inclining as they're all falling back towards the side of lowers.
Wolfso is sitting in a very cheeky corner there towards lowers, though.
You could make this very difficult for Reacce. Taking one down with him, unfortunately getting traded out very quickly with Zeradius, getting caught out in the open with his pistol. I think he fell out of... he dropped out of bullets there. But still on a 3v3, sort of very evenly dispersed in terms of HP.
I think these EXO players are trying to determine which side is correct here.
I was about to say, Scope did very well in terms of the flank. They're getting a kill onto Kraken, but was very quickly traded out by Sledge. So still very even, 2v2 with, unfortunately, one of the players still rotating back from B. And Reacce getting given more time to kind of set up and kind of wait for Kraken to take the fight, with Chill getting the first kill onto Sledge. And with that, we've got Kirito. Kiri in a 1v2. Unfortunately, he's still going to get taken out by Zeradius.
Okay, so first round for our EXO boys.
Yeah, very, very convincing round there. Well, a little bit confusing.
A little bit, yes. I don't think, the Kraken boys were aware of what direction they were going. There was a lot of premature rotations.
I feel like it was on both sides of the team where, both didn't really know what was happening. It was kind of just, back and forth of tag your red, let's go back to A, tag your red, let's go back to B.
Yeah.
With the Kraken boys just being in very good positions to kind of put that pressure on Reacce. There were a few very quick early picks. I'm still very confused as to how Reacce got on long so quickly. I believe Krakenware is just not worried about long.
Yeah, from what I saw, it seems the Kraken gives up long in the beginning, but as you noticed, halfway through the round, Devs did move slowly into that long position, got himself a pick, and then unfortunately couldn't get himself the second one.
I feel like, so far we've had very few confusing rounds. The second ball's coming through. I believe there might be a technical issue that side, on the side of EXO.
It seems that Scope is trying to fix some kind of technical issue on his side.
As long as it's not a power outage.
Yeah, well, if it was a power outage, he'd be gone, so...
South Africa. We can't discount ESCOM in any situation.
No, never underestimate ESCOM. Or overestimate ESCOM.
Or Telkom.
Or anything, actually.
Or anything. Who knows? This is just South Africa. Unfortunately, stuff happens. But I feel like there's obviously players on both sides that haven't really had an opportunity to get a kill. Unfortunately, been caught out in the most awkward of situations. But we've got a few heavy hitters on the side of Kraken with Devs and Sledge getting some really convincing shots and very impressive shots onto the side of Reacce.
And Sledge is doing great work with that AWP.
Very quick flicks. I saw some very good reactions there.
Yeah.
Especially when Scope was trying to do the flank around. But
well, in this round, unfortunately, Kraken has been dropped to 4 deagles and a CZ.
I would never discount a deagle.
Or a CZ, actually.
Or a CZ.
Yeah, this is fair.
But yeah. Pistol round versus a full buy on the side of Reacce.
Bishop very low on his util though. No, in fact,
he didn't have money. I did say you can never discount the deagle with Devs getting a quick 2k.
Zeradius unfortunately trading wolves are out there, but those were 2 beautiful shots there.
Why did I say never discount a deagle?
I feel like you're just here to prove me wrong most of the time.
Obviously. But also just a deagle is basically just a mini AWP. The scout is the light AWP and this is the mini AWP. There is some action going down to the side of B. Only Bishop getting 2 quick kills onto Kraken. And with that, we're in a 2v3 with Reacce. Make that a 3v1. Sorry. With Reacce getting a very quick plant onto B. And unfortunately, Devs is going to be in a position where he needs to save one of those guns. No, well, he's going to be able to get an AK.
Oh, yes. Well, that was quite a convincing round by, EXO. That they got the picks that they needed to do. They moved forward. They planted. Nothing else much to say there, to be honest.
No, definitely. I mean, there was some great work coming through from Devs, but unfortunately, it's deals against AKs. Unfortunately, that's what it's going to come down to. But yeah, with that, we have a 2-2 scoreline. I'm happy. This is what I want. I want a little bit of back and forth.
Yeah, no, this is the. Hopefully, this continues because this is the game we've been wanting for so long.
But yes, with that, Krakenware has just enough to get some light guns, but unfortunately, I think they are going to be opting to do a save around the AK. Just get that little bit of extra money so that they can have a full buy with rifles, armor, and utility. But you want that full buy. With that nade doing a little bit of damage onto Void Clip.
We're being quite aggressive there, but have opted out to fall back to side here. Try and hold a sneakier position.
Really, Bishop getting a sneaky kill onto Kiri, unfortunately getting traded out by Devs. Devs being traded out by Chilled. And with that, we're into a 3v4 in the favor of Reacce.
Unfortunately, Kraken has dropped that AK.
Yes, unfortunately, we're still just down to 3 deals, but
We've seen big work.
never discount deals.
Yes.
Sledge is unfortunately alone on the B side, and it looks like, there might be a little bit of pressure towards Long as well. Is he going to expect 2 plays here? He is! And with that wrist scope, getting 2 kills onto Wolfsaw and Void Clip. Wow.
And that's A side open for them. This is going to be a very clean, easy plant.
And with Sledge being caught out in the open, unfortunately, Reacce is going to know exactly where to plant safely and win the 3rd round.
Okay. Well, I mean, that was
Big
Scope City. So Scope Cities. I don't want to say the whole thing, but yeah, that was Scope's 3K there.
RSC7, if you want to say it like that.
Apologies.
I just feel like everyone in South Africa has very difficult names for us.
I know you. It's fine. We live and we learn, people.
But with that, we're finally into a full buy on both sides, with Reacce and Kraken both having 1 AWP and 4 rifles. Now, a little bit of a slower play. I see there's 3 Kraken players sort of towards the side of B, taking that water control, getting a lot of information now with it, because they know exactly where the Reacce boys are going, and unfortunately, Devs is going to be taking down RS7. Wolfsaw is going to be getting a kill into chill.
What?
This is okay. Basically into a 5v1 against Bishop.
He has an open dream.
Unfortunately,
Every time I say that, whoever I say has a dream gets taken out immediately.
I feel like you need to be stopped.
I need to stop him.
You need to stop talking about dreams.
I'm killing players here.
You're killing people's dreams. But yeah, unfortunately, it's still, 1 or 2 players not having the most lucky game tonight. On both sides, actually.
Yeah, and Devs is doing absolutely amazing work with that 11-2 scoreline.
He's just an impressive man today. But it looks like Reacce is going to be opting for a fast execute onto B. I'm not sure if Kraken is going to be aware of this. Unfortunately, they're already in water. Going to be met with a lot of aggression from both sides, but Kraken are going to be coming out on top with Reacce down to 2 players. Still on the bomb site. Unfortunately, not expecting anyone on short. I feel like there was a bit of a miscommunication there on the side of Reacce. But nonetheless, we're still into a 4v1 situation with Fires unfortunately left out in the middle of nowhere. And
17 HP.
17 HP and a lot of Kraken players coming down upon him. But Voidlip going to get a cheeky 4k there.
That was impressive. I really like that play, getting the water control. And, I mean, they held it really well. I don't think, EXO expected that sort of forward stance from the Kraken players.
Yeah, unfortunately, they were met with equal aggression, and Krakenware did come out on top with some very, very strong individual plays. And with that, Reacce is going to be reset onto an eco buy. Very unfortunate.
There's a Tech 9.
Yes, and a deagle. 3 Glocks, a deagle, and a Tech 9. And only 1 player in bathroom standing between them and A sides, with, 1 player towards lowers, but simply very doable. Reacce is going to take the first aggression. Unfortunately, Carito is there to stop all fights from both sides and getting a 3k for himself, nearly a 4th. But Wolfsaw is going to be there to help his buddy out and get the trade. I mean, there's nothing more to be said there for that round other than Krakenware players individually are just being very strong at the moment, and it's a save round. There's not much you can do in that situation.
Yeah, no, this is definitely the round to watch. Again, we've got 5 AKs and we have 4 M4s, or 3 M4s, an AK, and an AWP.
In the hands of Sledge, though. It's very dangerous, it seems.
I do like Sledge as an AWP. Just gonna
They're
put
doing
that out
great
there.
work. But again, Reacce is going to be opting for this quick B play. Unfortunately, getting stopped by that util.
Yeah, I would play this a little bit slower, just because of what happened last time.
No, but especially, that 1 flash, I believe it was 1 flash and maybe a molly or smoke from the side of Reacce. I feel like you need a little bit more utility there, but Wolfsaw is going to get a cheeky pick onto Bishop, that's going to get traded out by Chill. Void doing a lot of damage, definitely enough to get 1 kill on the side of Chill. And with that, we're into a 4v3, but Void clip is very low.
So it's a 3 in
Ooh,
every time, guys.
Carito getting caught out.
That's the radius there. Okay.
Back
Now-
to a 3v3.
Yeah, now
Actually
now
in
it's
favor
even.
of Reacce.
By like 20 HP.
Literally.
Okay, so it does seem that these EXO players are starting to make their way down to A. Devs is going to have to do a lot of work here
Getting the
to-
first kill onto RS7.
to stop this push here.
Getting
And
the
he does.
second kill. Nearly getting, unfortunately not getting the third though, but still.
Fires takes him out there.
Fires in a 1v2 situation.
1.5.
1.5 situation.
Sledge just saying no thank you, and he's going to defuse this bomb.
Thank
with
you,
ease.
come again.
Mm-hmm.
Very good work there. I believe, Void and Sledge, in the midst of that, actually just traded guns, and Sledge went in with full HP, taking the fight very confidently. Very good work there.
You know, he kind of just ran around that corner before we even really had time to understand what was happening. I think he caught the EXO player kind of off guard a little bit there.
I feel like that's kind of what you want to do, just right after that bomb plant, you kind of, whoever's planting is kind of in that awkward position of getting out of the animation, so they don't really have much to defend themselves from. But again, we have a little bit more of a default setup, I believe. You've got 2 players towards the side of Banana, you've got 1 player towards lowers, and then 2 players, just kind of peeking towards long and party here from the side of Reacce. But Void Clip going to get a very cheeky kill to, through the smoke there.
That is his second smoke kill. He's gone a little insane here.
But there he had no indication that there was any player whatsoever. Sledge going to get the second kill on Bishop. And with that, Reacce has lost all control towards B.
Yeah, that's both, your B players down. Or your players pushing towards B, I suppose is the best way to word it. Okay. Kiri does get taken down there, and there is unfortunately only 1 player towards the side of long. The Kraken team is going to have to rotate.
But with Sledge, busy rotating, doing that quick rotate from B. It looks like Reacce are going to be opting to check a little bit on B side. I don't know if they're going to be expecting this player in lowers though.
Oh, they expect him.
They expect him. And unfortunately, there's an equal trade there coming out, but who is this now sneaking on behind them? Void Clip getting a kill in the back there, and slowly descending behind them.
Could be a bit of a...
Ooh!
Devs gets a discussion shot on surprise.
Okay! Hello! Okay.
This man has proven unbelievable with this USP
I've
today.
said it before, just give this man a USP. He doesn't need anything else but a USP.
Or a deagle.
Or a deagle. Or just anything. Quite frankly, just give him anything. He's sitting on 15 for 4 right now. He's doing...
big work.
massive.
Okay, so at the moment we've got 2 AWPs and 2 Sledge and Devs on the Kraken side. Yeah, this should be an easy shut round for Kraken here. And as I said, that Devs absolutely annihilates. What is it?
RS7.
RS7. There's a T there too.
Karita going to get a lot of damage onto the side of Reacce. Thankfully getting helped out by his friend Devs. Whoa!
Okay.
Fires? Where did you come from?
I think he just charged into a bathroom and just popped up behind them. This is
chaotic, but great work from Krakenware.
Yeah, no, this is absolutely beautiful play from the side of Kraken. They are handling the kind of the most intensive situations just with ease.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like these Krakenware players do great in chaos. With that, we're going to again be going on a full buy round. I'm struggling. What do you think, Reacce are doing wrong in this situation?
I don't necessarily think they're doing anything wrong. I just think that Kraken is managing to get they're managing to get behind them in a lot of situations. And honestly, a lot of the Kraken players are just getting ridiculous shots at the moment.
For me, it's a case of Bishop and Shield getting the kills onto Krakenware, leaving that in a 3v4 situation, but with the Reacce players very low. Bishop getting a kill onto Void Clip, and now we're into a 4v2. Still, like I said, the Reacce people very low currently, and Dead's getting a kill onto Chill. Rust7 eventually trading that out, or RS7, I'm not quite sure. RS7 eventually getting the trade.
Now it's Sledge in a 1v3 situation. He does get the beautiful nade kill onto Bishop there, but does unfortunately get taken down by Seradius.
You see, that is a perfect example for me, what's happening with the Reacce in this situation. They're setting up defaults, but I would say, their defaults, aren't really used to get control of anywhere, that's really of use to them. I mean, we had a default situation where they're a little bit towards B, a little bit towards, long, but they weren't really trying to get, control of bathrooms or long, with the use of utility and whatnot. So ultimately, they're just giving Krakenware that map control to get around them, to flank them, to get in that position where they're going to be caught all alone. And I feel like, the trades are just not happening there. I mean, we have Bishop now sitting towards the side of B with an AWP alone.
His closest teammate is Reacce, who's, sitting down there in lows. If there's a problem that arises, he's not going to be able to rotate to help Bishop here.
No, exactly. Gaben forbid, Kraken decides to rush down upon him. Then again, I'm talking about it, but Bishop says no to Void Eve, also eventually getting a trade onto Rust. But, is he Rusty Scope? He's getting a second kill onto Reacce, and now we're in a 3v4 situation in the favor of Kraken. All these trades are coming through. Karita going to catch Tilt off guard there.
Didn't check his corners there.
Didn't check his corner there. Was not expecting him. Dave's going to get a second kill onto Fires. And with that, we're in a 1v4 with Bishop actually the only one alive. And I was worried for this man's safety.
In the beginning of the round, I thought he was definitely going to be the one that would be caught out here.
Very sneakily trying to get behind, who's this, Karito now?
Karito?
I think Karito's going to... Never mind, Karito's going to be expecting, whereas Bishop is not going to be expecting him there. And with that, we're on a 9-4 scoreline with 2 rounds before the half. Again, for me, it's a case of, trades are not coming through. I think there's a little bit of miscommunication on the side of Reacce. Players getting caught out by Krakenware players in positions that they should know about. So, with that being said, EXO and Krakenware Gaming, currently a 9-4. And Reacce on a save round here.
And charging currently towards B.
Going to get possibly the jump onto Warsaw. Then again, Warsaw apparently is going to get a 3k with Karito and Voidclip there to help clean up. And with that, 10-4 onto the last round of the first half. I'm nitpicking on the side of Reacce. Ultimately, it just players on the side of Krakenware are just absolutely on something.
Yeah, they're all getting ridiculous shots. There's always been someone one round that's at least getting a 3k.
I definitely think, they watched the major last night with Symbol, destroying everyone on the side of Nip, and they were like, you know what, we'll do that tomorrow. We'll become simple for a day.
I think they got some pointers, yeah.
No, definitely. But, Reacce doing a very good job of getting those insane kills themselves. We've seen a lot of the players getting 2Ks, 3Ks almost simultaneously.
Karito did spot that player going down into lows there.
So Radius going to get a kill onto Wolfsaw. It's a shot. Very impressive through the door there. And with that, 4v5. Slightly in the favor of Reacce. But
ooh, Dev's getting a disgusting shot into Radius there. And then Shill taking out Kiri there.
In favor of Reacce. Just barely.
Ooh! Voidclip unfortunately just stepping a little bit too far back into the sight of Bishop, who just
has been scoping and waiting and going to get the kill onto Sledge. And with that, Dev's in a 1v3 situation for the last round of this half is going to get caught out by RS7. And with that, we're going into a 10-5 half.
That was a good half, I think. That was great.
I feel like the score doesn't necessarily reflect it. I said I was nitpicking at what Reacce was doing or was not doing. But, there's a lot of back and forth coming from both teams, and I'm enjoying it. There's some pretty cool shots coming through from individuals.
There's some amazing rounds coming through.
Oh, it's Kirito. Have we just been told? Sorry. We had it written down as Kiri. It's Kirito.
Apologies.
Kirito. I feel like I'm going to keep saying this. With that, we are going to take a quick rush towards... No, Kraken's already going to take a quick rush towards B. Unfortunately, 3 ace players are going to be taking down majority of the Krakenware players, and we're starting to a 2v3, but Zeradius just going to be doing all the cleanup.
He just snuck onto sight beautifully there.
Did not even see the man sneak up myself.
I watched it happen on the minimap a little bit. But yeah, none of the Kraken boys spotting him there.
Fortunately, Krakenware are just too busy, fighting the rest of the Reacce boys there. But yeah, with that, we're on a 10-6. And still, Debs 22 for 7.
He's doing big work this game.
Not trying to see, it's a little bit slower than the last round. Krakenware on some upgraded pistols here. Still going to be taking a lot of the aggression towards bathrooms. Ooh, Bishop could be caught out here. Instead, wins the fight. Still not getting traded out somehow. On
Taking
12
down-
HP, but taking down 2 players.
I don't think that's what Kraken expected when they ran into Lois there.
Unfortunately, it was a little bit of a 1-by-1 situation there. Zeradius and Chill going to get 2 kills down, nearly getting the 3rd down. I was actually surprised that that didn't happen. I was kind of waiting for it.
Okay, so we're on a 10-7 scoreline now.
10-7, yes. Very, very good work coming through from both sides, but ultimately a Reacce getting those 2 extra rounds. And, you know, now this is where we really see what's going to be happening. We're on a full buy on the side of Krakenware with Reacce, you know, 2 rifles, 3 SMGs, a couple of utility on their side. Unfortunately, a molly going to the top of the roof, but nonetheless,
We don't talk about it.
my bad. Nonetheless, Dave's getting very close to one of the players from Krakenware. I don't think they suspect him here.
They must have surely heard each other here, though.
Devs is all the way in water. Literally, if Bishop opens that door, he's going to get a very nasty surprise. He's currently got 2 Kraken players raining down upon him, with a 3rd just waiting outside. Unfortunately, he's going to get a kill onto Void Clip, but going to get traded out by Wolfsaw. Still, though, Krakenware has a lot of map control now that Reacce is not aware of. They could very easily take a B site here. But I feel like they want to get a little bit more information. Maybe get a second pick, you know, just to kind of even things out currently, because it's still a 4v4. And Fire's going to get the kill onto Dev. Says, no thank you, ma'am. And with
No
that,
thank
we're
you,
in a
ma'am.
3v4. He's a man for today. But yeah, with that, it looks like Kraken is going to try to take B. Carito going to get the kill onto Roscope, and also going to get the second kill onto Fires. Going to eventually get the spray down onto Chilled. And with that, we're in a 1v3 situation with Krakenware getting the plants.
Also going absolutely ham this round. That was a 4K.
That was a 4K.
That's all I'm gonna say. That's the only thing that needs to be said about that round. That was a 4K by Wolfsaw. Wolfsaw. Sorry.
Wolfsaw. But you were close.
I think my Dutch is coming out.
But check, you know, Devs and Wolfsaw just doing an amount of work for the side of Krakenware. You know, Dev's sitting on 22 for 9. Wolfsaw sitting on 18 for 11. You know, we've seen some crazy shots from both of them. Even Sledge, you know, Voidclip and Carito, they've all, you know, gotten massive 4Ks, 3Ks, the works. Just doing great work. Unfortunately, you know, for Reacce. Ooh, Bishop going to be caught out there. Getting dinked, eventually getting taken down, but Zeradi is getting his trade. Still, a lot of damage being traded back and forth between both sides. And Krakenware sneaking up and long with Fire's nearly on A side, but unfortunately, you know, no one really on that long to kind of stop him there. Ooh, Carito needs to check his corner here. Thankfully, does not get caught up by Zeradius. And Wolfsaw going to get the kill onto Fires. And we're into a 4v2 situation.
Well, yeah, I feel that kill onto Short could possibly have gone not in his favor there.
It's curious that, you know, Carito wasn't actually caught out there.
Yeah, well, it seems that Chilled and Rest
RS7.
RS7. I'm just gonna stick with RS7 for that. I'm sorry, guys, but yeah, it seems that they're gonna be waiting for these.
Ooh! Voidclip, you know, just throwing a young Foon there, but unfortunately getting caught out. And, you know, Kraken are going to get this round, unfortunately, due to time for Reacce, but very convincing 12-7 scoreline.
Well,
I say very convincing just because I'm very convinced it's a good game.
okay, I feel like your use of convincing there was not super convincing, but okay, we'll go with that. Yes, interesting buy coming from, you know, EXO here. They've got 2 rifles, a P250, and 2 USPs with not that much util to work with here. Whereas on Kraken's side, it's a full buy, a complete full buy.
Reacce, unfortunately, those are the only 2 rifles they were able to save. Chill going to make good use of his rifle, going to get 2 kills. Unfortunately, nothing for Krakenware there.
Well, Voidclip does take down Chilled down to 12 here. He did catch him as he was trying to sneak away there.
These nades are just doing absolutely big damage. Unfortunately for RS7, he didn't get a 3rd kill there onto Warsaw. I'm sorry, that would have been his 1st kill. But yeah, 3v3 situation here with both teams very low in terms of HP. You know, just absolutely Massive damage coming through from both sides. Chill, very sneakily sitting on Toxic. No, oh, unfortunately, nearly got caught out there by the orb. Going to get some damage onto Wolf, so eventually going to get traded out by Chilled. By Sledge.
Oh, Sledge with a beautiful shot there onto Zeradius. And now
Did they expect the second play here?
Ooh, he got that shot with the USP with 1 HP. That was beautiful.
That's very good work there. Fortunately, Krakenware is going to be taking the 13th round. And yeah, from Reacce's side, there wasn't really much they could do. Unfortunately, 3 of the players did not have the money to buy up there, and they weren't really keen on buying up with the only 2 rifles that they saved from the previous round. Which works out in their favor because now, all 5 players are able to buy up. Not fully, not as much util as I think they would like. Still a little bit something.
Yeah, no, they've got definitely something to play with here. Yeah, well, it seems the Kraken boys are taking it a little bit slower this time.
Bit more of trying to get some map control here, playing a little bit of a default, getting information of where the Reacce boys are sitting.
And the Reacce boys are sitting
Very
quite
passive.
happily on site, yeah.
Quite passive. I think we have a boost on the side of B with 2 of the players, just checking the water, with one of them eventually being rotated back to A. I think Reacce got a little bit of an inkling that Krakenware might be leaning towards A, and with that, 5 of the players Krakens are going to be raining down on A. Karita getting the first kill to Chilled.
Bishop taking down quick
work. Very good work from here. Both sides being traded out, but unfortunately Krakenware is going to be winning this round, getting the bomb plant in a 4v2 situation.
Karita did very big work there. Massive work there. He's very low, but he got the 2 very essential picks there.
No, definitely. He did a lot of work. Bishop was playing it very sneaky in the corner, just waiting for the players to get into his scope. Unfortunately, he did get traded out very quickly. Unfortunately for the side of Krakenware, Wolves was going to be spotting out RS7, and with that, fires in a 1v4 situation. No idea where any of the players are, except for the one on site, but... Oh, going to get a kill on Karito, but going to get traded out by Sledge with a very, very quick flick to the head there. Sure.
That was good. that was a very nice shot there. Okay, so at the moment we're sitting with devs on 23 for 11, Wolfstar on 22 for 12. These Kraken boys they're coming out to play, but also on the side of EXO, Bishop is...
It's very even on the side of EXO in terms of the scoreboard. Unfortunately, I think the wrong call came through as the EXO boys are currently pushing down, Fountain and A, but they're not aware that Kraken is already on B sites.
I think Kraken's going to be alerted very soon, but they might get caught out by this quick rush behind them.
Unfortunately, they were not quick enough to catch Kraken out of the play there.
So Radio's trading onto devs, but unfortunately, Wolfsaw and Voidclip just saying no to EXO here.
And with that, we're on match points. Unfortunately for EXO, you always have a 50-50 chance in terms of a rush. You never know, really, when the enemy team is going to decide, let's go completely the opposite way around. But yeah, we're on the match point here. EXO is going to have to pull out some really big shots here to try and build up the rounds a little bit. They need a, 8-round comeback to get us to 15-15.
It's definitely quite a big milestone to climb for them. They do have a full buy here, full util, full right. Woo! Bishop getting a beautiful shot into Warsaw there, falling back to side here too.
I could not even see him from Kraken's perspective.
I think he just got nailed on the side there.
I may have not had the perfect, point of view, but I could not see that man. It was flickety slick.
The Kraken players have slowed down a little bit. I think Warsaw getting
Bishop still doing their good, getting his second kill onto Sledge. With Claude suspecting 2 players towards short, unfortunately going to get traded out. And 1 player going down on the side of Kraken. Russ going to get the kill onto Carito, and Voidclip now in a 1v4 situation. With a lot of Reacce boys looking at him. Going to get 2 kills onto the side of Reacce and into a 1v2 situation. Spots out the player at Optimus, unfortunately does get taken out by Bishop doing big work.
That was a 3K.
That was a 3K. I said it, I asked for it, and I got it. Bishop on 20 for 18 right now. He's definitely currently at the top of the scoreline for EXO. I'm sure his teammates are cheering him on wholeheartedly.
All of these players on both teams are just having absolutely ridiculous rounds every now and then. 3Ks, 2Ks, 4Ks.
It's definitely not one-sided in terms of, the multi-kills that they're getting, but Yeah, Reacce still with that 7-round comeback needed to get it to tie.
I think Debs fell down the stairs a bit.
A little bit of an ankle damage, but it's fine.
Ooh, Bishop taking down Wolfsword. Bishop has been absolutely insane in the swap. Zeradius taking the trade onto Karita. Not the trade.
The kill.
The kill, thank you.
Oh, unfortunately he caught it out there. I don't know how there eventually he goes down. But yeah, Dev's getting a 2k very quickly in quick successions.
Debs has gone down very low. He's on 16 HP.
Definitely should not have got a little bit of that ankle damage there. Is going to get taken down by RS7, and Fire is going to get a kill into Void Clip. Again, Sledge in a 1v3 situation with an AWP. Unarmed, with a bomb towards A.
Yeah, the bomb is...
Happily. I don't know if the Reacce boys have seen the bomb go down yet.
I'm sure someone would have seen it.
It's kind of on the A ramp, and you know they're both a little bit more passive on the side of A. But RS7 very close to Sledge, is going to catch him out, and we're going to have a 59 scoreline. EXO doing a little bit of a comeback here.
Yeah, no, they've definitely kind of pulled their socks up and they're going for it. You know, we're seeing absolutely amazing rounds from them.
No, absolutely, both sides are just doing absolute huge work. You know, they both really want this. Unfortunately, Krakenware is going to be on a save round, you know, with 1 Deagle, 2 Take 9s, a P250, and a young Glock. I do like the Glock, though.
You love a Glock. I love a Deagle. And
Kraken is being very quick in this lower rotation.
Wolfsaw!
Zeradius is going to get jumping 1 tap by Wolfsaw. I mean, that's a Tech 9. What can you do? Bishop going to get the trade onto Wolfsaw here. Okay, these foons from Void Clip are a little bit too much for me. Getting very distracted. Either way, one of the players might be caught out here with a young pistol.
Ooh, Bishop taking massive damage.
I have no words there. Somehow Bishop doesn't really...
Okay, well he does say no and takes down Devs there.
I say that, but the Reacce boys are just flanking around these Krakenware guys, unfortunately. Void Clip in a 1v5 situation. Did have a rifle there, but, you know, it wasn't really enough there. Bishop is just on point.
I do like that he tried to do a little, like, sneaky little jump shot there.
I was waiting for the flick there, actually.
You know, that was, yeah.
I've seen it too many times. You know, you do that jump, you know, by the long wall and you just get your head taken off. It's happened to me more than I can count. Anyway. Oh, dear. Okay, sorry, there was a little bit of server lag there. But we're on the 26th round here. Reacce, 5 rounds away from, you know, making a tie. Possibly going into... I'm not sure if we're going to overtime here. We have just been told we do have overtime, so if they do get these 5 rounds, they can take it into overtime, possibly taking the win. Karita going to get the kill onto RS7. And... you know, the Reacce boys are suddenly very fired up here. I'm enjoying this. You know, they suddenly got a little bit of a new light of aggression.
I like it.
And they're taking it to the doors of Kraken. But with that, still very slow plays coming through from Krakenware. They're kind of just trying to, you know, get a pick, get information, get, you know, to a point where they can take side.
There is a lot of Kraken players in that in this water there. So,
it does look like they're setting up some smokes towards B. We'll have to wait to see. Unfortunately, we can't... we're just watching the GeoTV cast. We unfortunately cannot see for ourselves. Devs! Out of nowhere, getting a kill onto Fires through Monster. Player's going to get a kill onto Chilled. You know, Zeradius getting the trade, but still, only 2 Reacce boys, unfortunately, very alone, very afraid. Bishop says no, take Sledge down.
oh, Bishop has such big work here. It's a
Still-
1v3 here. And
With an AWP, again.
Ooh. Okay, Bishop taking down Void Clip here. It's on 8 HP.
Don't say the D word.
No.
Does spot out Wolfsaw on a side. Does he suspect the second player towards Suez here? That nade should have done a lot more damage in my opinion. Unfortunately, he is going to get taken out, and that is a 16-10 win for Kraken.
That was a very good game. I honestly, I think that was beautiful. That was beautifully played. You know, by both teams. Kraken obviously came out on top here. You know, they were prepared. All of their players were firing tonight.
Fired all pistons.
Cylinders, whatever word you choose. But yeah, no, I think, you know, EXO played very well there. They just unfortunately fell a little bit short to Kraken.
No, definitely. I think that this game was very entertaining to watch. From our perspectives, you know, we had a lot of fun in terms of just seeing the back and forth from both sides. It was kind of even, you know. I don't think that the scoreline really shows it, but there was such close rounds that could have gone either way very easily. But yes, Krakenware did come out on top. It was a very fun game, though.
No, well played to both teams. That was a very fun game to watch. I
Some
really
major
enjoyed that.
highlights on both sides there. That was very interesting. But yes, with that, I'm Esproxy, and I was joined by Little Panda. We have been your casters for tonight, and we'll probably see you tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. With, I believe, who is it playing? X-Astris versus... Let me do a young check here. X-Astris versus DDC Disrupt.
Ooh, we get to see the
DDC
Disruptor Boys again.
We get to see DDC Disrupt again. Also, a big shout out to, Clove and Decap for their first cast tonight. They casted the game before us here, and they did a really good job for their first cast.
Yeah, especially, it is extremely nerve-wracking. This is our third cast.
This is our third cast,
at all. So, it's still for us now, it's quite nerve-wracking. So, yeah, no, they did very, very well. I'm proud of them.
But with that, thank you very much for watching. Again, a big shout out to our sponsors, Utini, Digital for Jesus, Teamspeak.in, and have a good evening, everyone.
Goodbye.